We finished this lesson, finished noise pollution yesterday, and then today we will just try out the terminal exercises from the chapter. Define the terms pollution and pollutant. Megan define pollution, Amaze define pollutant. In your own words.
Wait, I have to do pollutant.
Yeah.
I would say pollutant is like things in the environment that are the cause of pollution.
Yes. Things that cause pollution are known as pollutants. Pollution, you can define it in your own language, such as pollution can be the harmful effect that happens in the harmful effect that is caused in the soil, water, on land, okay, in the environment due to harmful human activities. Okay, can be defined as pollution. It's basically the polluting of the environment, soil, water, land, okay, by humans or other factors. That is pollution. Okay. What are the sources of air pollution? Can you give me two sources each of air pollution? Say loudly. Say loudly.
The smoke coming out from factories.
Yes. Yes.
Motor vehicles also.
Yes. Correct. Good. Amaze.
Dust
Dust.
from
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Burning of garbage, burning of stuff in open air, okay, also causes pollution, air pollution. Okay, burning of stuff, then smoke from factories, smoke from vehicles. Okay, part of it. Then how can you control soil pollution? Can you give me one measure?
By not littering or storing stuff in the soil.
By not littering in the soil, yes. Yes.
Not urinate on it.
Not urinating in it, yes. Not spitting in it, not desiccating in it. Yes. Then what are the effects of noise pollution? Can you give me two effects that noise pollution has?
Say literally loud.
Say
playing music on speakers really loud.
But what happens when very loud music is played on speakers? What's the effect of that?
It's kind of noise or disturbs people.
Damages their eardrums itself.
Yes, damages their hearing. Yes, or can be causes stress. Okay, causes you can say headaches. Okay, then also causes insomnia. That is a condition of sleeplessness. when
Yeah.
people are unable to sleep. That condition is called insomnia. So all of those are the effects of noise pollution. Now, mention two pollutants which pollute both soil and water. What can be two pollutants? Give me one, okay, which pollute both soil and water.
The, the chemicals used for plants that disinfect, sometimes they call it, use them for like plants, and sometimes when it's raining, then it
Hmm.
contaminates the water at the same time as the soil.
Hmm. Good, Megan. When pesticides, they are chemical ones, and those are sprayed in the plants in the fields. And if the fields are near a water body, has some lake nearby, if when the rain comes, it like the water falls on the field, and the rainwater is contaminated with the chemicals, and then it flows into that river body, which contaminates the water also. Yes, yes.
Um, water, it's like animals and humans taking baths in the water. So it's water. I think from one for soil as well, right?
You have to say one that contaminates both soil and water.
Oh,
Can it be dumping of garbage besides the water body?
yeah,
Yeah, besides the water body. Why? Is because when we dump garbage besides the water body, suppose besides a lake, then the soil pollution takes place. Then when the water from lakes comes, and then the garbage gets swept away in the water.
yeah,
Okay, and rain comes and all that, dirt and all those things gets into the water from
yeah.
the garbage. Yeah, so that pollutes the soil and the water. Now, how can you reduce pollution caused by smoke in your neighborhood? One measure if you can give. Have you noticed pollution that is caused by smoke or air pollution in your neighborhood? So,
Yeah.
what can you do? If you can do anything, what can you do to reduce it?
Um, where like burning of leaves, dry leaves, and all, they happen in a lot of our buildings and all. Putting them somewhere further, uh, something like that, or not burning them here
Hmm.
can be a way.
Yes, yes, that's right. Good. Amaze. Have you seen some kind of like air pollution around you in your neighborhood?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was it?
Smoke. I mean,
Smoke.
cars from cars mostly, most of the time.
Engines and cars, smoke from the vehicles is there, a lot of it. Yes. So, what do you think can be done to reduce it?
With silencers? No, sorry,
Silence.
it's a noise. Um, I mean,
Devices to control the smoke, reduce the
yeah,
smoke. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, devices to reduce the smoke can be put. Okay, there's also machine or something you can say that's there that checks the amount of pollution that is caused by a vehicle. Okay, the amount of smoke that it releases, and there is a certain limit. There is a certain limit. It is called pollution control. Okay, so if your vehicle exceeds that limit, limit that is there, okay, then they fit that device or they check your vehicle and make it in such a way that it reduces the pollution. So that's your solution to the smoke caused by vehicles. Okay.
Got it.
So when such questions come, case-based questions, you first have to identify the problem and then think what can be done to eliminate it. Okay, or to control it, curb it, what can be done against it. Then
Yeah,
that will become your whole answer. Okay,
got it.
so as we have finished with the lesson, as we have finished with this lesson, um, what was the test that I took? First chapter test I took for home science, right? Second chapter also, did I take a
Second,
test?
yeah, you did.
Yeah,
I did.
cooking one.
Hmm?
On cooking one. Oh, second.
Yeah, the second
Yeah.
one was the chapter 4. Yeah.
Okay. Let me just check what are the next chapters. Let me open the bifurcation. So we'll plan on the next test and we can start a new chapter also. Okay, 1 minute.
Will this test be happening this week or will it be happening next week?
Um, it can happen this week, Friday.
Actually, on Thursday and Friday, I won't be home. Thursday, I'll be joining classes. Thursday, I won't join class, but Friday, I will. I'll be at my family's house. So, not sure if I
Okay,
can.
okay. And Megan, what about you? You'll be joining?
Free session.
You are free. You
Yeah.
are free? Okay, you're free. Okay. So what we can do is I can give you an assignment instead of a test. Okay, I can
Yeah.
give you an assignment. So assignment you can do and submit. Okay, but it will be checked. I'll be checking the assignments. Okay. Also, we can like do the assignments in class also. Let me just check the next chapter. Eighth chapter, communicable and lifestyle diseases. I took the test of first lesson, what is home science, and methods of cooking food. These two lessons I took a test. For
Yeah.
preservation, I can we can do a worksheet together. Okay. How many days we've got? We've got your Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So in Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I'll check if we can finish communicable and lifestyle diseases chapter, or if we are able to finish this in 3 days, then I'll start. We'll see if this is a short lesson or a
Well,
very lengthy lesson.
I won't be joining Thursday.
Thursday, you won't be joining. Okay. Or I
Yeah.
can do worksheets in the next 3 days of these chapters. Fifth and sixth chapter worksheet we can do. Okay.
Okay.
Let's check out the eighth chapter once and then, or we can do some worksheets. Eighth chapter. Let me just open it. Because we can start a new chapter, but then it will be left in between for a whole month and all the gap will come.
Yeah.
I don't really want that gap to come. This is the eighth chapter. I'll give you all an introduction of it today. Okay, an introduction of it today. we will not actually officially start it, but I'll introduce some of it to you. Okay. Then Thursday, when you will not be joining, I'll send both of you a worksheet. Okay. Amazing, Megan.
Okay.
Okay. Both of you, I'll send a worksheet. So you can do the worksheet and send me. Megan, you also, it's okay if you don't join the class, but you can complete the worksheet and send me Thursday. Okay, at home.
Will it be a worksheet of chapter 5 only, or chapter 5 and 6 both?
Chapter 5.
Okay.
Okay. One worksheet we can do in class itself too. Okay. Okay. Now, okay. Now, communicable and lifestyle diseases. Okay. This chapter talks about diseases. Okay. What are communicable diseases? If you've heard this term before. Communicable diseases are those diseases which pass on from one person to another when you come in contact with them. Okay, by shaking hands, by hugging, okay, and the germs pass on. Okay, those are communicable diseases. Okay, now it can be diseases such as cold, okay, common cold, like when we sneeze, so viruses come out. If we are not covering our nose and we are having a cold, okay, viruses that are in us, they are released into the air. And if another person comes in contact with those viruses, those old viruses, they'll enter them and they'll also catch a cold. Those are like communicable diseases, okay, which are communicated, passed on, okay, when you come in contact with another person. Now, you have learned about the role of nutrition and environmental sanitization for maintaining goods. We all know that for happy living, it is necessary to remain healthy and free from diseases. However, you must have seen people suffering from diseases. A disease makes a person weak and vulnerable to more suffering. Do you know that a disease, if prolonged, may also result in disability or death? You know, when a disease, when a condition goes on continuously, when people are suffering from disease for a long period of time without getting healed, without getting better, their immunity starts to decrease slowly, slowly. Okay, what is immunity? Immunity is the capability of our body to fight against diseases. Okay, immunity is the ability of our body to fight against diseases. What does viruses do and bacteria and all when they enter our body, infections and all, they start to decrease the immunity. So antibodies are given to us, okay, which builds up the immunity to fight against those viruses and make us better. Okay, we take antibodies and medicines. What do? They build up the immunity so that our body can fight against those viruses, and when the antibodies win, okay, we get better, we are healed. Okay, now if the disease is for a long period of time, then the immunity depletes. If it becomes very less, then our body cannot fight the diseases, the virus that are inside us. Okay, when our body cannot fight the virus inside us, it will slowly take over, it will spread, and we can die. Okay, it might lead to the death or a disability. Now, diseases may be the result of infection in the body, such as jaundice or diarrhea. Okay, they can be an infection in the body. Also, there may be a result of faulty eating and living habits, like diabetes and hypertension. Okay, faulty eating and living habits or lifestyle habits may also lead to diseases. Faulty eating can be eating a lot of sugar. Okay, sugar is very bad for a body if consumed in a lot of amount every day. Okay, it is very bad for a body. Also, a lot of oils is very bad for a body. a lot of spices, too much spicy every day is wrong for our body. Okay. So, all of those faulty eating habits, outside food, junk food every day, okay, that is like once in a while is okay. Okay, once in a few days, once in some few days, in a while is okay. But every day, it leads to like unhealthy body. Okay, if we might gain a lot of fat, okay, weight. Then, if there is prolonged sugar eating, we might have diabetes. Okay, so it leads to a lot of like health problems, cholesterol with like excessive oil. Now, what happens is also living habits also. If we don't sleep at night, like some people who don't sleep at night develop stress, develop the a lot of stress because the mind is not getting the rest that it needs. Okay, so there will be a lot of stress there. Also, like listening to loud music will damage hearing. So there's a lot of life things that we do, lifestyle things that we do that causes diseases, that causes damage to our body, our mental and physical well-being. Hypertension also, okay? It's a state of high stress and tension. Many of these diseases, such as hypertension, heart disease, and diabetes, can only be controlled but not cured. Okay, they cannot be cured, but they can be controlled by eating healthy, by taking medicines, okay, proper exercise, diet, they can be controlled. Now, in this lesson, we will study about diseases which occur because of infections and faulty lifestyle. Okay, we'll also learn about their prevention, cure, and control in order to lead a productive life. Um, okay. I think we should like start the chapter. It's not very long. Okay, we can start the chapter and we can do it. Okay, because
Do we
every
finish
class,
it by this week?
I think we will be able to finish it by this week.
Okay.
Okay. Now, worksheets I'll give you for the week for the holiday. Okay, and because every lecture is recorded, Amis can watch it. The Thursday lecture, you can watch it on YouTube. I'll put the link in the group.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Now comes immunity. Okay, before immunity, what is a disease? So a disease is a state of discomfort in which the normal functioning of the body is affected. Okay, like discomfort is there, that how our body normally functions, it affects it. Okay, the state of disease is the opposite to state of health. Like healthy is being a state in a being health is a state of being in a good physical and mental health. Okay, that's the state of being healthy. But its opposite is having a disease. Okay, that is a bad physical and mental health. Then Then each disease has associated signs and symptoms which are particular to that disease only. You know how doctors like how doctors identify what diseases we have, what disease we have. They are sometimes they're able to identify with symptoms because diseases have symptoms. You know when COVID virus was spreading, what were the symptoms that people were showing? Cough, cold, fever, right? Body pain. Those were the symptoms people were having for COVID. Okay, when COVID was spreading. Similarly, every disease has its symptom. Okay. When I had dengue, I think like 2 years back or something. Okay, my skin turned like on my hands and my skin face turned red. Okay, red rashes were there. So redness were there, a lot of redness was there, muscle pain. I was unable to move a muscle without pain. Okay, sitting there is hurting, standing there is paining. Okay, so then I looked it up, like this is happening. Then I got to know that I had dengue. Then we tested for dengue and I had dengue. But it got better after treatment. So every disease has its symptoms. Okay, they have its symptoms. Sometimes doctors are able to identify the diseases by the tests that they do on your body. It can be X-rays. Okay, if it is internal relative to the bone, it can be other tests such as we have tests, different tests for stomach. Okay, we have a test called ECG for stomach, a test for heart, then MRI. Another test is there, that is a scan for the brain and the whole body. Okay, that is done. A CT scan is there, CT scan for the whole body, CT scan is there. So doctors diagnose what diseases we have by checking the symptoms and running the tests. Now, Um, try to recollect how you felt when you were suffering from common cold. You had a sore throat, a blocked nose, body ache, and fever. Sometimes when we have cold, it's accompanied by cough, fever, headache. Okay. Now, when your grandmother had hypertension, she was restless, disoriented, and fatigued. She was advised rest and asked to avoid physical and mental stress. That is these are the symptoms of hypertension. Okay, restless, being disoriented, being fatigued. Okay, and these are the symptoms of common cold: sore throat, blocked nose, body ache, and fever. You have seen that in both the cases, the patient was uncomfortable. We will learn about two types of diseases: communicable diseases and lifestyle diseases. Now, immunity. Immunity, in other words, you had immunity to viral fever. So, our body's defense system consists of white blood cells which act as soldiers to fight germs. The white blood cells they produce a substance called antibodies to fight germs. To fight the germs. You know, our blood contains of three substances. We have red blood cells, white blood cells, and blood platelets. Okay. Out of these three, the white blood cells that are present in the body, they work as antibodies. They work as a defense system. Means they protect us against the virus or bacteria that enters our body. They fight them and they make us better. White blood cells. Okay. Then, in the fight between the antibodies and germs, if the antibodies are able to resist and destroy the germs, then the infection is prevented and the person is said to have immunity. However, if the germs manage to overpower the antibodies, then the symptoms of disease appears. In other words, the person does not have immunity to the disease. Immunity means the ability to fight the diseases, the ability of our body to fight the diseases and get better. Immunity is the ability of the body to resist a particular disease. Okay, understood what is immunity? Okay. What releases antibodies? What produces antibodies in our body? White blood cells. Okay. WBC, white blood cells. Now, the diseases that spread from one person to another, they are called communicable diseases or infectious diseases. An infection. You know, an infection spreads, right? An infection, infectious disease or communicable disease. These diseases are caused by infection which spreads or is communicated through medium of touch, sharing towel, handkerchief, etc. Okay, of the patient, air, food, or water, or through sexual contact with an infected person. Okay, it can be any of it. Okay, any contact, any touch, sharing of personal items such as handkerchief, towel, and all of that can lead to the transmission of a disease. Now, influenza, polio, typhoid, measles, mumps, chickenpox, tuberculosis. Then there are sexually transmitted infections and AIDS, that is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, are some of the communicable diseases. Okay, these are some of the communicable diseases. Learn some of these names. Okay, learn some of these names. It can be asked. That gives some examples of communicable diseases. So these are they. Okay. Now, what exactly causes communicable diseases? They are caused by very tiny microorganisms called germs and parasites. Okay. These germs are present everywhere in air, water, soil, etc. When germs enter a healthy body, they multiply. They multiply. You know, germs, they when they enter, some of it enter our body, and then in our body they multiply, they grow. Okay. Then our body's defense system, that is the antibodies produced by the white blood cells, they fight against them. Okay. Now, if the antibodies win, we get better. But if they don't, and the germs win, then the disease will start to spread in our body. The disease will start to spread in our body when we come in contact with another person, another healthy person, handshake, hug, anything. Okay, sharing of personal items in any way when we come in contact with another person, that our disease transmits to them. Okay, if it is a communicable disease, it will transmit. Now, this produces symptom of a disease if a person also by consuming infected food or water. When we consume some food or water that is infected, okay, that is, some diseases are also carried by flies and mosquitoes, like dengue, malaria, and all. Mosquitoes carry them, right? Because dengue is caused, malaria is caused when a particular type of mosquito, okay, bites you. Okay, that time dengue is caused, malaria is caused. I think one of it is known as female Anopheles mosquito. They have a
Was it
name or
one of it some? I think it was a tiger. I think it was in it. Some type of
tiger.
mosquito like that. Yeah, I think I've seen one before. But I don't think it was dengue. I don't think so.
Okay, look it up. Okay, I think it's called the female Anopheles mosquito. Okay, that bites you, and then the disease is caused.
Yeah, it's just called
Okay,
the tiger mosquito.
tiger mosquito. Hmm. So that thing is there. Then when we consume this infected food or water, the symptoms of diseases may not develop immediately because germs take some time to grow. Okay, the symptoms, they develop slowly, slowly, slowly. At the start, I had little pain. Okay, then in a couple days, in 1 or 2 days, I had rashes. Then the pain intensified slowly. Like by the third, fourth day, I had very bad muscle pain. Okay, fever and all. Then I had
Ma'am, ma'am, your audio.
they
Yeah, cut
now
out.
can you hear me?
Yeah, now you can.
Yeah. So the gap of time between the entry of the germs into a body and the appearance of the symptom of the diseases is called incubation period. This is also important. Okay. The gap of time between the entry of germs into our body and the appearance of symptoms is known as the incubation period. A person suffering from typhoid must have consumed food infected with typhoid germs about 2-3 weeks earlier, but symptoms appear sometime afterwards. Incubation period is different for different diseases. Sometimes after the germs enter the body, the symptoms may appear after 4 days. Some diseases 7 days, some diseases 10 days. Okay, 12 days, 15 days. Okay, after the germs have entered and the symptoms start to show, like there is a gap between that. It is different. Different gap is there for different diseases. That gap is called incubation period. Now, how do communicable diseases spread? Now, uh, germs are present everywhere around us and they can spread through the four major modes are there: food and water, by what we eat, air that we inhale, oxygen, okay? Then contact, when we come in contact with another person, any form of touch. Then insects, okay? When insects they carry the diseases, they either bites us or they sit in our food. Okay, they can also be a medium of communicable diseases. We will study all of them in detail. You must have often been told to keep food and water covered. Even water also, we should keep it covered. Can you say why you are told to do so? Uncovered food and water are likely to get contaminated with germs and spread diseases. So how else are the food and water contaminated? Unhygienic conditions of preparation, serving and storing. Unhygienic conditions of preparation of food, serving of food and storing of food. It can be without washing hands. Without washing hands. Okay. If you prepare food. Okay. We don't know where our hands have bacteria. Or if we eat food without washing hands before. Okay. Or if we prepare food without washing hands. So that leads to the contamination of food. Okay. Serving also, and then storing of food also. If it's not stored properly, it will get germs. Okay. Then dirty hands and dirty utensils that are not cleaned properly, utensils with dust on it, we pour the food and eat. Okay. That can lead to diseases. Then house flies, which transfer germs from rubbish and garbage to food. And house flies sit in the food, they also contaminate. Drinking water should be taken from a safe source. Water which you get from the municipal taps is safe to drink. Can you tell why? Because this is because tap water is cleaned and treated by certain methods to clean um, methods that kill germs before it is sent to our homes. But water from wells, ponds, streams, and hand pumps are usually unsafe and may contain disease-causing germs. So we should be very careful where we are drinking water from. Okay, where are we consuming water from? Even the public water places that are there. Okay, you should not really consume from it because we don't know if they are clean, if they are hygienic. Okay,
Yeah.
we should carry our own water mostly all the time. Okay, then that is there because diseases such as diarrhea, hepatitis, cholera, and typhoid are spread in this way when we drink contaminated water from different places. Okay, so
Yeah.
this was about how food and what how germs and the viruses enter us through food and water. The remaining air contact and insects we are going to do tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all for today. See you in
Okay. Bye
English.
bye, ma'am. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.